Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Em and welcome to another reading vlog and another week of Clearursht. I did not vlog week 5 because my reading was super duper slow and and it was not making for good content. So I just skipped it. And so we're on to week 6. For week 5, I just read Witch King by Martha Wells. I can't remember what the prompt was for, but I'll put it up on the screen under the cover. And I ended up giving it a 3.5. It started off so strong for me. I was really interested in this world and in our main character, Kai, who is the Witch King and is part demon, and then his best friend Zedie. And Kai and Zedie wake up having been imprisoned in like this underwater cell, basically. And so the world building was really cool. There are a lot of characters, and I found myself wishing, like, Martha Wells included a dramatis personae at the beginning, and I honestly wish she had also included a glossary because there were so many fantasy words, and I definitely forgot what a good portion of them meant. And yeah, just the glossary would have been so helpful for my poor little brain. So it started off really strong, and then there was the present storyline, and then there was also a past storyline to show you how Kai and Zedie got to where they were at the beginning of the book, and it was switching back and forth, which at first I really liked, and then about halfway, I started to get the storylines crossed, and I could no longer remember what had happened in a past storyline and what had happened in the current storyline. And then, I don't know, I felt like there was a wall in between the reader and the main character. And like, as much as I really liked Kai, I just felt like there was a level of remove in Martha Wells's writing, which I would expect in Murderbot, but I feel like the way Murderbot is written, you know how Murderbot's feeling. You are inside Murderbot's head, and I just didn't feel like I knew Kai very well by the end of the book. That's too bad. I still generally really enjoyed the book, and I enjoyed my reading. It was just towards the end it started to feel like a little bit more of a slog. So I didn't hate it. I generally had a good time with it. It just wasn't my favorite, which is okay. It's okay. So now we are on to week 6, which is exciting, and I need to go get my phone because I don't remember what a single prompt is. All right, I'm currently racing my camera battery, so we'll see if I could do this. Okay, so the prompt I'm on right now is Aries, read a book with a child in it, and I am reading Here and Only Here by Christelle DeBow, and I'm reading this, I bought this at Barnes & Noble in October when I was there with my friend Isabel. Isabel really loves the A Winter's Promise quartet that this author wrote, and this is DeBow's newest release, and it takes place at a very strange high school, so there are lots of children in it. If you're watching this and you're a teen, I'm sorry, I don't think you are a child. I just, you know what, sometimes you just gotta make choices. I'm almost done. This is a really freaking weird book, but weird in like a kind of a wonderful way. I said in a video recently, it might have been my November wrap up, that I am really digging books that are doing something different and aren't like following along with the trends in publishing. And this is definitely doing something different. So even if I don't like love the execution, just the fact that it's out of the realm of what is considered normal in traditional publishing is making me like super happy. And I am really loving the execution of this. It's just so fucking weird. So I'll go into more detail about this once I finished it. And then the next prompt that I'm working on is Leo, read a book with an animal in it. And for that one, I am reading The Story of the 100 Promises by Neil Cochran. And this is a queer Beauty and the Beast retelling. Our main character, Dara, is a sailor, and he is a trans man, and he has docked back by where his family live, and his father kicked him out of the house when Dara transitioned, and Dara's sister approaches him at the dock to say that their father has gotten very, very ill, and Dara sets about trying to find an enchanter to cure his father so that Dara can have closure around his relationship with his father. This one is definitely a lot more whimsical. It's a fairy tale retelling. Those haven't been working for me lately, but I am really liking this. I'm also listening to it on audio, and I really am digging the narrator. So that's what I'm currently at with Clear Your Shit. I'm like a week behind prompts, and I'm trying not to freak out about it because it really doesn't matter. The only person who cares is me. But Witch King really slowed my reading. I also DNF'd a book I had initially picked In the Lives of Puppets for the Aries prompt, and DNF'd that at like 70 pages in. But I didn't want to have like a third book on my Clear Your Shit spread that I had DNF'd. So this one was so short. I was like, okay, I'll just pivot. I'll read this and it'll be fine. And it has been fine. And I'm just hoping this week the reading goes better than it did last week. That's it. And I'm also contemplating, this is not Clear Your Shit related or even reading vlog, well, it is reading vlog related. I'm contemplating doing like a catch up on my library holds reading vlog, because I have like 5 books that I've had checked out from the library for forever, and they just keep auto renewing. And I want to read them. I'm also doing Clear Your Shit, but it might be fun. Oh, I gotta go check on dinner. Okay. But it might be fun to just have like a vlog designated to reading the books I've been hoarding from the library. So let me know in the comments below if that is something you are interested in. And I'm going to go finish making dinner, and I will talk to you and charge my phone and charge my camera battery. And I'll talk to you later. Morning, friends. I am at work a little bit early. I just got done at the bookstore doing my social media stuff, and I thought I would come on and talk about Here and Only Here, since I finished it last night. And this was such a weird book. It's my first book by this author, and I'm not even sure how to talk about it. I'm gonna do my best though. So this book takes place at what I thought was a high school, but then maybe 3/4 of the way through, the students were referred to as preteens. So it's middle school. And I don't know, because the author is French and this book has been, I'm sorry, my phone is crooked. And this book has been translated. I don't know if that's a translation error or not. I would not give this book to a middle schooler, let alone an early teenager. I think like maybe 16 or 17 would be the starting age that I would feel comfortable recommending this book to, because this book goes dark. The themes, okay, so it takes place at this school that's called Here, and this school has like mystical elements to it, but it's really about cliques and the social hierarchy that exists among students in middle and high school, and how you have to learn how to make your own rules that you're going to follow in regards to how you conduct yourself and how you make your choices and how you live your life. And you follow a bunch of different students. So the chapters are super short, and you're following, I think it's like 6 different students, and then every once in a while there's an interlude from like something else, like a substitute teacher or like this secret society of students that meets where like the students aren't even named and it's transcript style. So really interesting, really different, really weird. I don't even know. I was like messaging my friend Isabel about it, and I'm like, I don't even know how to talk about it. And she's like, yeah, I felt the same way. Definitely read this author's debut series, which I've heard is completely different tone-wise, structure-wise, style-wise, which is very interesting to me. I like authors who like finish a project and then pivot and do something totally out of left field. I think that's fun. That fulfills whatever prompt. I'll put it on the screen too for Clear Shit. And now I'm gonna focus on the story of 100 Promises, which I'm really liking. And I'm wondering if I'm really liking it because it's queer And a lot fairy tale retellings that I've read recently have been not queer. So that could be that could be my issue. But so far I'm really liking it. I like that this world is very queer norm. I like that everyone is assumed non-binary, like no, or not assumed non-binary, but like the default pronoun is M, and so there's just people don't make assumptions. And obviously there's still like transphobia because like the main character's father throws him out when he's 15 when he transitions, so it's not without prejudice, but it's a much kinder, gentler world towards people who aren't heteronormative. Okay, that is my update. I have work, and then I am gonna go do some Christmas shopping after work for my youngest because I'm almost done shopping. No, I am done shopping for my twins, but I don't have very much for my youngest, so I gotta go do that today. I guess I'll just update when I finish the story of the 100 Promises. Oh, and when I start my new prompt, because that has been a journey to figure out what I'm gonna read.
Good morning, friends. My voice sounds horrible. I feel fine, but my voice sounds horrible. This week has not gone any of the way I thought it was going to go. We had a medical emergency this week. Everyone's fine, but still, we had a medical emergency. And then last night, my car got hit while it was parked outside our house. So the rearview mirror got knocked out. So, you know, an easy fix, but it's just a lot of stressful things that require money. Of course they do. And like, obviously this time of year is a really expensive time of year for a lot of people with the holidays, and then like the twins are going to turn 12 in January. And so, I don't know, it's always been a really expensive time of year for us. And so to have like these extra things happen, I'm oscillating between being so stressed out that I can't focus and also like desperately needing some escape. So, yesterday that worked out real well for my reading life. I finished the audiobook I was listening to. I wasn't reading it for Clearursht, but I was listening to Really Good Actually, which I don't know if that was a good book to listen to while everything was really stressful, because that book is really stressful. And I don't even know if I really liked it. It's litfic, which I'm not usually a litfic girly. And it's about this woman, Maggie, who got married really young, and then like 2 years later at the start of the book, she and her husband are starting the process of getting a divorce. And the book is just Maggie not knowing how to handle that heartbreak and the grief, and making a lot of really bad decisions and being a bad friend. And so it was compulsively readable in that it felt a lot like watching a car wreck where you just can't help but watch. But then it was also really frustrating because I just wanted to like reach into the book and shake Maggie, especially when she was being a bad friend. I don't even know what I would rate it, because I thought the writing was good and I kept picking it up because I was interested. But I don't know that I necessarily enjoyed my time in Maggie's head. It was very frustrating for me a lot of the time. But yeah, if you're like litfic and like really messy characters, I think for people who like really messy characters, this would be a good read. I did really like the audiobook. Julia Whalen reads it. But for Clearursht purposes, I'm still working on the story of the 100 Promises. I've made a good amount of progress. I'll probably finish it today, maybe, depending. Well, today's a busy work day, and who knows what's going to happen with the car, and I'm supposed to go grocery shopping. So maybe not finish it today. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow on my day off. I really like it. It's really sweet and encouraging, and thoughtful and sweet without being saccharine. So yeah, I really like it. I'm not in a like a obsessed kind of way, but just in a, it's a very soothing book to be reading right now. So I'm enjoying that one, which is such a surprise, because I was so nervous that because it was a fairy tale retelling that it wasn't gonna work for me. And then for Clear Your Shit, let me pull up all the prompts because I can never remember what I'm reading for what. Okay, so the story of the 100 Promises is for the Leo prompt. Read a book with an animal in it. It has a couple of animals. And then the next prompt is Sagittarius. Read a book you feel will teach you something. And I struggled with this one. I think I was looking at this on Monday before everything went to hell in a handbasket. And I was struggling because my mind thinks about nonfiction right away, but I don't really want to read nonfiction right now. And the nonfiction that I have that I would want to pick up is all pretty chunky, and that's not, I have so much chunky fantasy on my TBR that I don't want to add chunky nonfiction. So then I went to my Libro FM library because I have so many books on there, and I was kind of scrolling through trying to see if there was a fiction book that would fit into that category. And I decided to go with, I don't know how to say the title. I will after I listen to the audiobook, but I have this on audio. It's by Toni Morrison. I've never read Toni Morrison before, and I'll read you kind of the thing that was on Libro that made me think this would be a good book to use for that prompt. I'm not going to read the synopsis, but the description on Libro says that Morrison keeps the main characters, there's two main characters, keeps their races ambiguous throughout the story. It's a story which will keep readers thinking and discussing for years to come as an experiment in the removal of all racial codes from a narrative about two characters of different races for whom racial identity is crucial. We know that one is white and one is black, but which is which? And who is right about the race of the woman, the girls? Oh, that's a spoiler. Okay. So yeah, I thought that would be a good pick for that prompt. And it's short. It's just a short story. There's an introduction by Zadie Smith. And I probably won't actually pick this up until tomorrow. But that is the plan for the next prompt. And then the prompt after that, I'm going to have like a super chunky book to go with it. Because the prompt after that is to read a book with a red cover. And I think I'm going to choose Chaos Vector because it is very, very red. And then that will take me a while because that's like a 15-hour audiobook. That'll take me, no, maybe 12-hour audiobook. Anyways, that will be more of a time investment. So reading wise, I feel pretty good about that aspect of my life. The rest of everything, not so much. So we'll see how today goes. Hopefully the car fix is easy and quick, and I can get through my classes. I hope I don't lose my voice. I feel like that's the journey I'm on. But I just have to get through today, and then I won't have to. I can do vocal rest tomorrow. Okay. Along those lines, I'm going to stop talking now. Okay, bye. Morning, friends. It's Friday. It's my day off. I just got home from walking Ida school. I had breakfast. My voice sounds so much better. I also was looking at all my footage for this vlog so far, and I realized it's just me talking and video of me and Puzzle cuddling. So Yeah. Hopefully that works for everyone. I did finish The Story of the 100 Promises last night, and I gave it 5 stars. I think this is just a really lovely story. It does what I like for fairy tale retellings, like in my ideal perfect world, where I can see the bones of the fairy tale underneath, but the author does something different. And also, there were like 2 moments, and I don't know if this was on purpose or if it was just a coincidence, but there were like 2 moments where a character in here said a line that is also in the Disney movie for Beauty and the Beast, and I teared up so hard. Both times. Both times. I was a mess. It got me, okay? I was just going along being like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is nice. I love how inclusive this is. And then just the emotional gut punch snuck in and it got me. So, yeah, I really loved it. I just loved everything about it. I love how queer it is. I love how inclusive it is. I love how gentle and accepting it is. I love that it's not a coming out story, but more because I feel like a lot of times we'll have these books that will be a coming out story, which is great, but then the coming out acts like that, is the end of that queer person's, I don't know, not struggles, but like, that's just the end of that journey, which it is. But like, it doesn't matter like if you're queer or straight or trans or cis or what, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you still have those questions of like, well, what is my calling in life? What do I want to do with my life? How do I want to impact the world? Like, I feel like as humans, we all have those questions that we deal with. And I don't feel like queer stories are so much just about coming out to the world as being queer. And I loved that Neil Cochran was like, no, like, there's more. There's more to being a queer person than just coming out as whatever your particular identity is. So I really loved that, and yeah, just 5 stars. 5 stars. It was so good. Oh, I love it. I feel so good about things right now with that glow of reading a book that I just loved. So, highly recommend if you also like fairy tale retellings and queer tales of life. So now I am going to move on to the next prompt for Clear Your Shit, and I am trash at remembering what these prompts are. The next prompt is Sagittarius, read a book you feel will teach you something. Oh, I talked about this yesterday. Okay, so yeah. So now I'm going to, right now actually, read and listen to, oh gosh, I listened to it yesterday. How does it say it? Recitative by Toni Morrison. And I'm just going to turn on a cute little background and just sit and read. The audio is only, good gravy. The audio is only an hour and 53 minutes. And I will probably speed it up so that I'm listening at the speed that I'm reading with my eyeballs. So maybe like an hour and 15 minutes to read it, including the introduction. So I think that sounds like a good time, and I will update when I'm done. But I also did start the book for the next prompt. The next prompt is Fire Element, read a book with a red cover, and I did start Chaos Vector last night, and I read about 3 chapters, which was a reread for me because I started this book in June and got distracted by super shiny things and softy and effed it. And so I'm coming back because I really want to finish that trilogy. And also it's a lot of like just trying to jog my memory about what happened in Velocity Weapon, because that was my concern with Chaos Vector, is that I had listened to the audiobook I think while he was grocery shopping, and didn't fully pay attention. And then but this series is too plot driven for me to not pay attention to what's happening, and I got lost, and I didn't want to continue to be lost. So now I'm lost just because I can't remember what happened in Velocity Weapon, and the internet does not have a lot of spoiler reviews for Velocity Weapon, like y'all. And I appreciate the commitment to no spoilers, but I also need people to do spoilers for series for when it's been too long and we can't remember what the heck happened in previous books. Okay, now this clip is officially too long. I'm gonna go read my little short story, and I'll come back. Okay, I finished Recitative, and I really liked it. I can't believe I haven't read Toni Morrison before today. There is an introduction, because this was republished, I think, last year. Yeah, last year. And so there's an introduction by Zadie Smith, and even though the introduction is like twice as long as the actual story, I would highly recommend it, because listening to the introduction was like taking a class and having a teacher like walk you through the themes and the elements and like why the book or the story is so impactful and important. And the main thing of the story is that we're following Twyla and Roberta, and Twyla is our narrator, and we meet them when they are 8 years old, and they have been taken from their mothers for various reasons and put in what is basically an orphanage. But they're the only 2 girls in this orphanage who aren't true orphans, because one of their mothers is sick all the time and the other one goes out dancing all night, which is how Twyla describes it. And Morrison is so careful with her language to not tip the reader off into either girl's racial identity. And Zadie Smith talks about how when people read this story, they are so preoccupied with trying to figure out which girl is black and which girl is white. And every time the reader thinks they've stumbled upon it because of some stereotype, or because of some stereotype, then the next line will be something that subverts that stereotype, and the reader is back to wondering which girl is which. And even though I read the introduction and Zadie Smith said that, and I said, okay, well, I will not do that, and my brain still did it. I still fell into the trap of trying to figure out based on the clues, and it doesn't matter. And it's just such an interesting and insightful experiment and piece of work, and it was masterfully done. So if I don't even know how long the actual short story is. It was so short though compared to Zadie Smith's introduction. I think, let's see here. Oh my gosh, it's not even 50 pages. Ugh. And this is a small book too. So 40 pages, but in this little itty bitty book. It just makes me so eager to read one of her novels. And if she can do masterful work in 40 pages, I can only imagine how impactful she is in a full-length novel. Highly recommend. Very cool. Do not skip the introduction, because I think the introduction is really insightful and useful to have all that context before reading the short story. And if you have access to the audiobook, I highly recommend it, because Zadie Smith reads her introduction herself, and then Bonnie Turpin narrates the short story. What more do you need? If the audiobook is done by Bonnie Turpin, just always pick the audiobook. It's just I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So, love that for me. It's a great reading moment. I have a little while
before I need to go pick up my youngest. I'm thinking I might walk because it's actually not raining for once. We've had atmospheric river all week long, and this is like our one not rainy day this week. So I think I'll walk, even though it's cold. But until then, let me reach over and grab it. I think I might sit, cozy up, read Chaos Factor. It's such a chunker. Maybe read a couple chapters of this, and then I also very impulsively started Letters to Half Moon Street by Sarah Wallace last night. So my particular corner of Bookstagram has been shouting about this book so loud. It's a queer historical romance but there's like magic in this historical. It's like our British historical time, but I think there's magic because they've mentioned magic. It's epistolary between a brother and a sister so far. So I know the romance is in between the brother and the sister, but I'll be interested to see like if the letters just stay between the brother and the sister telling each other about their romances, or if it switches to like each person writing to their prospective love interest. I don't know, but it's on Kobo Plus, which I like very impulsively subscribed to. So I might switch over to read this because I started it last night and I had to force myself to put it down and go to sleep. So I think this could be this could be a good winner. Y'all, is this about to be my best reading month? Like, fingers crossed that this is about to be my best reading month, because I need the win. I need the joy. I need the everything. So, except my middle kid said crossing both fingers is bad luck. So, okay, just crossing one hand. So, fingers crossed this is a good reading month for me because I really need this. Okay. Let's get this. Not even 6:30 yet, but I'm about halfway through Chaos Factor, and I forgot how very fast-paced this series is. It's so fun. The chapters are super short, which I love. Like, please, more space opera with if I lost my spot, with super short chapters. It's the best. I like it so much. Just picking up where book 1 left off, and we had a moment where like everyone was kind of scattered, and then a couple characters are coming together now, which I always love that moment. Very big character from book 1 has not been part of this book in this first half. I really hope that character comes back soon, because I liked their dynamic with other characters, and I liked their personality and, you know, all that stuff. So I'm hoping that character comes back soon. But otherwise, I'm having a great time with it. It's so fun. And I'm of delusion yesterday. I was thinking, oh, maybe I can finish it by Sunday. And I don't think so. I would have to read like 273 pages today alone in order to finish it, and I just don't know that that's going to happen. Just don't. That would be so many pages. Maybe if I didn't have kids. If we didn't have plans today, I could do it, but we have plans today, so we are going to go bake Christmas cookies at my mom's house, and I have so much laundry to do. So much laundry. I'll take you guys with us when we go cookie decorating. And sorry I can't give more details about Chaos Factor. It's just a sequel, and I know if I say any, like, I just don't want to spoil Velocity Weapon, but if you like fast-paced, adventurous space opera, so far it's a really fun series, and I'm having a good time. Hey everyone, we are home and I'm going to wrap up this vlog. I updated my reading journal, which you may have seen. I don't know how the footage turned out. I'm still trying to figure out how to record my reading journal. I've made more progress on Chaos Factor. I'm 61% of the way in, and I'm really enjoying how like fast-paced and fun this book is, and I just love the short chapters. So, thank you for keeping me company this week. It was definitely a really stressful life week, but a good reading week. I wish I could figure out how to make the good life week and the good reading week line up, but sadly that doesn't seem to be the way the game is played. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and spending your precious time with me. I really appreciate it just so much. And if you want to leave a comment but you don't have anything to say, let's do an elephant emoji, because they are my favorite animal and make me so happy. And I will talk to y'all in the next one.